in forest reserves and on river bodies. These activities, the group says, have contributed to widespread environmental degradation and water pollution under previous administration, creating problems for the current government. The association, which represents a large segment of Ghana's licensed small-scale mining, is of the view that Mr. Ayisi's continued leadership is incompatible with the government agenda to promote responsible mining. They argue that a change in leadership at the Minerals Commission is necessary to align the institution with a renewed national strategy focused on environmental protection and the empowerment of legal small-scale miners. Now, Member of Parliament for Boku Central and Majority Leader in Parliament, Mahama Ayariga, has condemned the police for allegedly shooting some youth in Boku on Wednesday. In a press release, Mr. Ayariga distanced himself from the actions of the police. This follows a period of heightened tension in Boku, driven by recurring violence, insecurity, and the alleged shooting of some individuals. According to him, such matters are strictly the responsibility of the security agencies and not within his authority as a Member of Parliament. They are matters within the purview of law enforcement officers, and no decision of law enforcement should be blamed on me because I don't control the operationally, he asserted. He advised the police to work closely with the paramount chief of Kusau, Sugruan, and Azuka II in maintaining peace and order in his traditional area. Moving on, teachers whose appointments were revoked after the assumption of office of the new government are yet to be reinstated after the Ghana Education Service was directed to do so. Some of the teachers have already gone through the validation process as directed, but they are in a limbo on their reinstatement, a situation that has affected academic activities in schools where they offered their services. In a letter issued on March 5th, the Ghana Education Service requested all staff affected by the revocation of appointment to undergo a validation process for reinstatement. The release further indicated that the exercise was to clean up the database of the staff of the service, but after going through the validation process, the teacher says they have yet to be reinstated. A leader of the concerned teachers, Emmanuel Ofori, has demanded that the Ghana Education Service take necessary steps to ensure the return to the classroom. They further emphasized a demand on all staff IDs for all reinstated teachers who are at post and other stages of appointment processes to facilitate salary processing and access to official services. According to the teachers, their absence is having direct effect on their students, whilst calling on relevant authorities to act with an immediate effect. Now, the newly appointed Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Dr. Shafiq Suleiman, has announced the recreation of a utility stakeholders platform, an initiative designed to bring together representatives of the electricity and water sectors in the Ashanti region. This collaborative forum aims to resolve pressing challenges and promote sustainable utility management. The WhatsApp platform, which includes Ashanti Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amankohene as the regional coordinator, will facilitate and improve existing dialogue among key stakeholders providing essential services. Dr. Shafiq Suleiman reaffirmed his commitment to ensure the provision of high-quality utility services in the Ashanti region. He underscored the need for ECG to swiftly address customer complaints, foster trust through open communication, and continuously improve service standards. He also emphasized the need for efficiency, responsiveness, and transparency in service delivery. A strategic engagement with the Electricity Company of Ghana (ECG) held at its body office in Kumasi on Tuesday, April 8th, brought together the Ashanti Sub Transmission Management and senior executives to discuss critical issues affecting electricity supply in the region. The engagement signals a renewed commitment to a proactive problem-solving and regulatory oversight, reinforcing a shared vision of delivering efficient, accessible, and reliable utility services to residents of the Ashanti region. On the other hand, the General Manager of Ashanti Sub Transmission, Peter Fletcher, provided insight into operational challenges, particularly right-of-way issues that obstruct vital sub-transmission projects. According to him, these constraints in times past have delayed infrastructure expansion efforts, limiting ECG's ability to optimize electricity distribution across the region. Mr. Shafiq also visited a new power enclave at Awumaso, which houses the post supply points of ECG and Gridco, ECG's control room, among others. He was accompanied by some executives, including Ahaji Jabaru Bukari, Director of Regional Operations and Consumer Services, Dr. Eric Abute, Director of Research and Corporate Affairs, Dr. Robert Aziz Tia, Head of Corporate Affairs, and Mr. Leon Aqua, Deputy Director responsible for Southern Operations. To some business, the Bank of Ghana supported the foreign exchange market with 264.4 million in March to preserve the stability of the cedi. These enabled the cedi to enjoy a calm market session in the month, with the local currency being virtually static at 15.5 to a US dollar. These occurred as ample foreign liquidity persisted on the local market. Meanwhile, the Ghana cedi will sustain its stability in the retail market in April 2025, despite starting the week on a weak note. The revelation was known following the Bank of Ghana's rate hike and liquidity curbing measures to tighten its grip on foreign exchange demand, while the ongoing domestic gold buying program remained a source of foreign exchange supply. The Ghana cedi started this week on a weaker note after strengthening against the US dollar last week amidst weakening US dollar index. It depreciated slightly against the American greenback, going for 16.0. This culminated in a year-to-date depreciation of 2.36. To some sport, Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee for Youth and Sport, Ernest Henry Nogbe, has announced that Sport and Recreation Minister Kofi Adams will soon address the press regarding the budget for Ghana's Black Stars in their recent World Cup qualifying matches against Chad and Madagascar. Nogbe's statement follows public and parliamentary concerns over the minister's delay in disclosing the expenditure for these games, whilst the team's performance on the pitch has been a focal point for fans. Off-field concerns about financial transparency have sparked debate. The Sports Ministry failure to promptly disclose how much was spent on travel, logistics, player bonuses and other costs has raised questions about accountability, prompting Nogbe to address the issue.
The minister is preparing to brief the media. He will brief the media pretty soon about what has transpired so far. But you see, sometimes he wants to give opportunity to the GFA to do their work. You know, he's a minister for all the sectors, and Black Stars or this game is just a percentage of who he, his responsibilities. So he will brief the media very soon about the where he took off. Where he took off and where he is now and where we are heading towards. You know, there's a match. I don't know whether there's they say a unity game in London.
In May, I believe.
In May, I believe. Yeah. So the minister will brief the media on all these matters. There's no cause for alarm. Yes, we all agree that the budgetary allocation for the national team or for the Ministry of Youth and Sports is not adequate to cater for all these programs. But since we are trying to manage the situation and manage the economy, I think we have to do with what we have now, and going forward when things settle, then we also look at how to reform the sporting activities in the country. So I'm not sure there should be any cause for alarm. The minister will definitely engage the media and give update of what has transpired so far.
Okay.
And Showbiz Medical is facing allegations of copyright infringement for unauthorized sampling of the song Akwaba by the musical group Alabaster Box, according to a letter from Sastinri attorneys representing Alabaster Box. Medical song Welcome to Africa allegedly samples Akwaba without permission. The law firm asserts that Alabaster Box owns the copyright to Akwaba and has exclusively promoted and performed the song for over 2 decades. Sastinri attorneys letter details the alleged unauthorized sampling occurs within the first 10 seconds of Medical song. The lawyers have formally notified Medical and demanded the removal of the infringing song from all platforms, cessation of performances, and an account of all revenue generated. The letter also indicates that legal action may be pursued if these demands are not met. And that's how we wrap up for now on the morning broadcast news. My name is Deborah Adosu. Thanks for staying with me. Don't forget to log on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. Do have a good morning.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adosu,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
good morning. As we welcome you to your morning companion, your favorite show in the capital of Ghana, Accra. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show is here once again. This is a Thursday edition. We are heading straight into the weekend. I hope you had a great night just as I did myself. Beautiful morning to our listeners too, wherever you are. Don't forget to tune in, join the conversation on all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube channel. You can drop your comments, your suggestions, and your opinions as we dig into the conversation. In the studios with me this morning to anchor the show is my usual companion, Esinam Ruth. See Ruth in our echo.
Oh.
And I am telling you, please. Let me do a little concern.
What's happening?
The way AC is looking today. Oh. I haven't been able to look at her twice.
Why?
It's not easy.
Oh, but it's a normal blazer.
She's looking flesh. Hey, sorry. I wanted to join my brothers in Ashanti region, but you know.
Massive.
Hey! Oh, AC, you are looking nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like your swag. And also, our usual, Mr. Brainy, the one and only controversial, my fighting partner on the show. Yes, but the gentleman Dubik Stevens is also with us in the studio. Dubik.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
One of these days, I will come with an extra shirt. So when you come, I will swap it with yours because the ones you come in here, like, and I love this green. This is my favorite green shade.
Okay, yeah. I nearly wore this green last week. I think I told you when I came and then you were wearing that green. Yeah. I said I nearly wore it.
So that's why you people have planned to outdress me on the show today.
No, today when I saw her, the first thing I said was, "She looks stunning."
Charlie,
why come on?
You guys have outdressed me.
Maybe I said no fire in here.
Oh, I am sure, sir. This collection of clothes is somewhere.
And it's
from an unusual place.
Yes.
From the usual place you always come from.
It's not in her closet. It's in somebody else's closet.
I mean.
I sense that too.
Yeah. That's why.
You are not far from right.
Hey. Don't worry. Today we'll be taking pictures.
Let me send a shout out to my guys.
All right.
Tiny and then Rasta. They've made sure.
Tiny.
No, not that time. This is another time. They make sure that they over the years they've actually worked on my stuff.
Wow.
Yes, over the years. So if
your stuff as in
your
clothes, your clothing.
Yes.
Wow.
So if I come here every day looking good, or if you see me out there dressed in a nice shirt and nice trousers, they are the ones behind it. And they call us TMP, and we also have NAC.
Wow.
So if you want us, you're a call away from us.
You are just a single call away from. I'll be taking pictures with them. You will see. We'll be posting it on our platforms. TNP, Charlie, look at their branding alone. Very solid.
We have TNP, we have NAC.
NAC as well.
Yes.
A NAC.
Yes.
NAC.
Not the NAC, just the NAC.
Hey,
that's not the NAC, just the NAC.
I'm only asking for clarification.
It's too early. And this time I agree.
It's too early. Oh, really?
This time around, I agree with AC.
So is it too early also to talk about what happened to our honorable MP yesterday?
You still add honorable to those kind of people. His name.
Once he's still parliamentary folk, he's an honorable.
He can't be an honorable.
Why can't he be?
See, even the honorable we call them. We are not supposed to call them honorable. They are supposed to address each other on the floor of parliament honorable, not us calling them honorable.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
That is it's part of their rules in parliament.
Okay.
They call each other honorables. We are not supposed to call them honorable.
Okay.
We are supposed to address them their names or Mr. So if I see him, I can call him Mr. Ntimfojo or Reverend Ntim. Even the Reverend, his church members are supposed to call him, not me.
Yeah.
For that I agree. You don't acknowledge him being a reverend or
no, I'm not the one who is supposed to acknowledge him. It is God who will acknowledge him as a reverend father. My friend, so how do I acknowledge somebody I wasn't present when he was ordained or being called?
You know, sometimes they actually bash you when you go for some events and then you have to address them and then you don't add if it is maybe doctor, honorable or reverend.
That is childish. I find it weird if somebody addresses me Mr. You get it?
Okay.
Because Dubik Ganip Steven is my name.
Yeah.
The title is just something that you add to it to make yourself feel comfortable or whatever. But the Dubik Ganip Steven is my name.
Okay.
I'm never offended if somebody calls me by my name. I don't care who that person is. There are people who work for me sometimes, and then I always tell them, don't call me boss.
Okay.
Call me by my name. Steve Dubik. I respond, and whatever you want, I'll give you.
Yeah.
And even my daughter calls me young man.
Really?
Yeah, she calls me young man. If she wants something and I'm not giving it, young man, won't you give me this thing?
Hey.
Young man, I want this. And I'm never bothered.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, sometimes she calls me man. And I call her woman. So
okay.
Life should be easy like that. You get it?
Yeah.
But doctor, I
mean, you are not doctrine.
So you don't mind?
Of course, no, I don't
So
mind.
you become a lawyer one day.
No, I don't mind being the ex-wire, the whatever. I
Just
call me by my name.
Okay.
It won't change what I've achieved.
But why do people make it such of a big deal?
Of course.
I think sometimes you need to understand them. Not
It's-
everyone has been able to go through the process of becoming what they've become.
So what?
Becoming a doctor.
So what?
Yeah,
But is it my fault that?
Did I ask you to become who you became?
Now open also.
Yeah, but overall, that was just by the way. We are getting the show right underway, and yes, as I mentioned earlier, yesterday something happened in the spaces of the Ghanaian scene, and it erupts from one of the most interesting conversations, one of the most attentive, one story that has captivated the entire nation, grabbing everyone's ear into the news of our airwaves, which is in relation to an honorable MP. They said I shouldn't add the honorable, but I mean, for the last time, honorable MP.
Before they pick you up.
Who alleged that he's gathered intelligence of some cocaine and money laundering activities at the Ghana airports. He's been directed to provide evidence, present himself for some clarifications and all that, which he has refused to. We don't know why he has refused to, but yes, that was what was going on until yesterday. The National Intelligence, is it Intelligence Bureau?
Yes,
NIB. They visited him. They paid him a visit.
A nice visit.
A nice visit. You call that a nice visit? Yeah, so they paid him a visit at his residence, trying to get him to their office for some questioning. But, you know, the rest is news for Dubik to be first on. What happened yesterday?
Let me calm down. The whole incident is funny.
Is it funny or embarrassing?
It is funny and embarrassing to him. It's gonna be embarrassing to
it's
me.
funny to
It's funny.
the state. It's embarrassing to him.
It's funny witnessing the spectacle unfold.
Okay.
And it's embarrassing to him. You get it? You sat on Newsfire.
Yeah.
Before I even say what happened yesterday, he sat on Newsfire. When Sami Jemfi told him that if he doesn't stop what he's doing, they will arrest him. What did he say? They should come and arrest him right there on Newsfire. Now, yesterday they came to your house and you were in the window begging for data to record videos and send to people.
But even on Newsfire,
yes, also me say obi data on sending me.
But even on Newsfire, right after saying some few minutes after saying they can arrest him there, he actually left the studio.
Yeah, he left.
Do you think it was it was out of him?
He knows.
He said the host was disrespectful.
Disrespectful to who? So they just expect journalists to fold their arms.
Yeah,
and then
they expect you to keep
quiet about
the
keep
issue.
quiet when they make those kind of allegations. And you see, all these things, I also blame Ghanaian media houses. Do you know, aside Flight Aware,
Yeah.
no media house has gone beyond whatever the allegation is to probe further to find the issues. What the issues are? Everybody is using flight away, and the flight moves from here to there. But the point, the substance of the matter is not about a flight moving from here to here. The substance of the matter is that a flight came to Ghana. We don't care wherever it came from. If we bonsam Jim Kran Ghana, and it came with cocaine
and money.
So we need to probe to know that did the cocaine leave? Is the cocaine still in the country? Or what happened to the cocaine? And what is the evidence? The intelligence the minister gathered to say that to kind of come out and make allegations. For example, I say, Maria Wiamade, and I say, Esinam or Maria Wiawade. The next Esinam asked me, and then Maria Minimo, I just saw question answer. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. And we're in a country that asam kitu ebini ayene kakraka. Asama nyansa bisabi nyansa nimno. Ne ama asam na kakraka.
But do you think his allegations didn't hold the substance to become the story it has become today?
You see, in the last 3 months when the NDC assumed office, there has not been any negative publicity on the government itself. All the negative publicity that are coming out is on the past government. Look at the ECG, look at all the NSS and all that. So propaganda did they command media houses no? You get it? So when this thing came out, they blew it up. Okujato will do this thing, give you evidence. When he said Brian Champon person to Senate or the contract name proposals and Nema they could Brian Champon be sign didn't you see them?
But before we move on, that story was another one of the mind-blowing stories for me. And it was mind-blowing because of how Brian explicitly denied the allegations. Dead Okujeto, he even offered him a house in Akosombo. If Okujeto can present evidence,
he has a hotel in Akosombo.
Yet that thing was true.
Yes.
We are living in some country.
Of course. You see why he has to bring evidence. Wow. See, one aspect of this whole thing is that we are making it look like I say Obeka Semina and ye can't say police from Kochino. When he made those allegations, what did the president do? The president admonished him to cooperate with the security agencies. Has he done that? No, he hasn't.
Well, he said that he was waiting for invitation. That's what
invitation,
he said. Invite him.
Who is supposed to him? Who was supposed to him? What is his position in Ghana's parliament? A ranking member on Security and Intelligence Committee.
Defense.
Ranking member. He's not an ordinary member. Senka MDC phoning in any way, and Kawan chairman of that committee. And you expect them to invite you. You have direct access to the IGP. You have the direct access to all the security coordinators that we have in this country. You have direct access to them. If you call them that you want to meet them, you are coming to the office. You don't need an appointment. Wherever the person is, you have to make time for you. So who do you need to invite you again? And I hear the story of immunity. When I can say he has a parliamentary immunity. Go and read that article. The immunity is limited to as in suing you for defamation. It's limited to the things you say in debate and parliamentary proceedings. A press conference, which parliamentary proceeding ben a capture a parliamentary proceeding ben.
So his immunity doesn't actually cover
the press conference,
the allegations and
the press conference that he made. His immunity doesn't cover it. So cassette here will be a press conference. Anybody can sue him for defamation, and Parliament can do anything. And when you go down to that same law, it says you cannot arrest or serve a member of Parliament when he's on his way to Parliament.
Okay.
From parliament or doing parliamentary business. Mind you, parliament is on recess.
Yeah.
It is happening now, not in if you're on parliament business men and away.
So, with this information, with this education you were just giving to the public right now, don't you think, in that sense, we will actually say then the security agencies has been shambolic in handling this issue?
Of course,
because they could have picked him up right before yesterday.
You see, and one annoying part of assassin we are kind of say,
yeah,
say Ghana ha will be a bonnet kwachina. Na party supporters the Milika Kofieho. Then the security agencies will go like, let's de-escalate. De-escalation doesn't mean something. Me bana mumi no more kontokwa. If I come here and two of you are fighting, if I want to de-escalate, I tell you to stop, and you are not stopping. I can slap one of you.
Before we go on, we are three here. I think he's talking to my producer in this now. My head is not fit for slaps.
I can slap one of you. Slap one of you for you to get dazed. When you should be able to and talk my de-escalate.
Okay.
But Ghana, you might de-escalation. Now, I say, oh, assembly bar, security forces no, and withdraw no more by Bintana. Okay, so Ghana, how? Yeah, more political party supporters be a Sabi Sam Kwasa assembly in Yai. Me Steven, me better how go be fee, who fee, near Banner Chimia, who be a maid, the Bechime de Macoboko. That, but just because a Nipano is affiliated to a political party, or a Bonia Mayan can. Kokumen could be a body work, class and question. Until for your cancer means who are crowd, there party supporters and could only defending. What kind of nation are we running? I have said this here before that let's try and decouple political parties from individuals.
Okay.
Even if the person, I heard people say that the arrest was unlawful. Who determines what is unlawful in Ghana?
Well, according to the, I think is it the youth organizer of the NPP? He said that there hasn't been any warrants served to intimidate. How can they arrest him?
Who told you need warrant to arrest somebody in this country?
Don't you?
Oh, I thought you
don't you need a warrant?
Hey, somebody.
Now when I'm Hana we are there, I think the police need a warrant to court and from Babachel. Is that how it works?
Oh no, but I think we have different forms of
Obi report to a police station.
Yeah.
That the police go to the what do you call it, court to get warrants before they can arrest you. If a case is made against you in a law court, that is when the court will now give a warrant. Or if there's a search, that's when the court will give a warrant for that search.
Okay.
What I say? But arresting you don't need. Nobody needs a warrant to arrest anybody. I need a warrant to conduct a search.
Okay.
To enter somewhere the law says I cannot go. The law must give me the permit to enter a place the law says I cannot go. You get it?
Yeah.
But not to arrest somebody I think has committed a crime or is committing a crime. Now citizen arrest now do you need a warrant to commit that citizen's arrest?
But what crime has Nzim actually committed?
He has published false information.
Okay.
So has he been arrested or he's been invited?
I don't know what that is, but whatever case, whatever it is, whether arrest or invitation, he must go.
He must go.
He must go
by force.
Of course. Because I'm saying this because when it's during election, I heard Sotium or somewhere around that area. One of the communicators was jailed for 4 years for publishing false information.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. He was jailed for 4 years for publishing false information. So why do we pick and choose what why do we do that in this country? In Jim Forjo, what's he the cocaine about my right?
Yeah.
And he didn't say suspicion, he said allegation. Go check intelligence. He said intelligence. Go check intelligence in the context of security or security operations.
Yeah.
The Bema was here.
Intelligence is actually you gathering evidence.
So if you come out and you are dumb enough not to know the difference between gathering intelligence and having a suspicion,
don't you think you are being a little bit harsh on Honorable MP?
Do you know what you go through if your country is declared a narco state when you want to travel outside this country.
What are some of the implications?
You are treated different in airports across the country. Who could do? I say they big scrutinize what you show on. And once those kind of investigations, yes, I investigate now. BBC say, yeah, won't mean see you be out. Won't mean the second a will be back. Say, if so say what the padlock now too. One say when you are traveling, sometimes you can use padlock to lock you. What the padlock too. Now could do na she key na no more pentama. Or the second wall bag ma wire be because they are conducting the investigation. Won't mean you just because an MP made a reckless statement that he didn't think twice before making. What prevented him from walking to the NIB, even going to the airport himself? There's an airport security.
The civil aviations are there.
Civil aviation people are there. He could have just gone there, made a complaint. They would have explained things or said, so, okay, since we are here now, come, let's show you what went on. What about Brian Church or seen in them? They will take you through all the processes. And I heard Akosia man or whatever her name is.
Yeah, there was an insider who gave him a hint.
Akosia man who saying that videos now I don't know.
Yeah, she said it is staged.
And your CCTV camera footage.
Yeah, she said one, it is staged. Secondly, it doesn't even seem like
a CCTV camera footage.
It's at the Kotoka International
Airport. They say they didn't even say where Kotoka. How do you see what MPP for whom I'm tempted to say most of them are dumb by its privilege. Tamak na no no tamak kese na wo baby are pay no. CCTV no the boy no the hanging him. How would you install a CCTV camera on a tarmac when planes are flying, moving on a taxi through to and fro on that tarmac? What do you see? Na plane be bad na be crashing when obende. How would you mount a CCTV camera on a tarmac? Say baby how? You see,
she's been working. Yesterday, she came to diffuse the. From the airport. It's too late for such a release. It doesn't sound any concrete clarification. So something
is staged. Plane now took on. The plane has left weeks ago. And then the plane the bag and had on video now. How did they stage it? Or did they know said this allegation was going to come out? You see, this whole incident happened between 16th and 20th March. In Team Ford made his allegations on the 1st of April. So how can it could they have foreseen that it's going to happen? No much video waiting for Team Ford to make his allegation on their bounty. Does this make any sense? Once you say we can't ask them we are watching me.
Well, to them it makes sense.
Oh, pardon my language this morning, but I've seen people. No, I've seen people go through stress just because their country has been declared a narco state.
Okay.
Unless you don't travel.
Okay.
Unless all the Ghana and I want you to say Kotowa Kran or Pewako pay me. But so the kind of people, the kind of things that some airport security will put you through because there's your country there's suspect signal, of course,
something like that.
You have no idea. But in Team for Jono or MP or diplomatic passport in the Odru airport we a bit crowd enough for VIP no dream call.
No call.
In the honor Becky Casanze who we know a fan of no call. But let me say this to the NDC government. Wama tanase nom so sanze hunu we so manok to 2 years. 2028 MPP will win this election based on false information, false publication of information.
Okay.
So say o kan se hunu o kan se ma yemfa kwan o kan se na wuntimi substantiate jakpa kofa no jakpa ba jakpa o jakpa wa ugoduru ha na wa chirem what the evidence I there ababonting. We don't have time for those child play now. Politics. It's a political statement. Some politics is 92 na near 2025. If you want to say something about somebody, if you want to say something about the government, make sure you have evidence. And one thing that I have noticed coming from the NDC quarters that I don't like, I really hate, is when I hear people say, he's trying to tarnish the image of the government. He's trying to tarnish the image of the president. Who cares about the image of the president? If it was true, nobody would care about the image of the president. But now we care because the claims are false. You get it?
Well, we can't really
say that
it's false yet. We can also say it's true yet.
Yeah, because
I'm saying it. If you can't say it, I am saying it.
What evidence do you have to prove that?
The reason why I'm saying it's false is that the person who made allegations is close to 2 weeks now. He has not been able to produce a scintilla of evidence.
I don't think that is a, because we've seen people picked up. This NSS scandal came up, blah blah. They picked up people, they released them again, saying that they are gathering evidence. So, I mean, evidence can take time.
Okay, what was the basis they picked them up? Didn't they have a little suspicion and evidence to pick them up?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
You think I can just come and say, oh, Mrs. Michelle Onima was a rapist? Yes. Somebody must come to the police station. Make a complaint that you have raped the person. I have you. You have raped the person.
Right.
And the Uko and just Okoka say I've raped the person and the Americana police form. Now the hospital say you've been raped. Answer. Yababe Chinipano. And no evidence, no.
Okay.
Police form there, the hospital, my hospital, I say, and you've been raped, no. And then they had the primary evidence,
okay.
Now they will prove further to know, say, Obedia to say one rape, no, or no, be cannon say, me bow them curtains near blue, and pat, or them more curtains near blue.
Yeah.
O TV, or fan, see her, and pat, fan, nissy ho, who peer me at home, Panasonic, sub ball, glass, Emma, Nashi, hopaye, and pat, glass, natural happy. Mensana trial and only ampa a honor channel. That is that now we gather the evidence. But you must adduce a primary evidence answer the aquachini panel.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have anything?
So why haven't we heard from the NIB as regards to them doing their investigation? Why haven't we heard from them? But rather,
if NIB speaks on this matter, knowing how the security architecture works, make us say NIB nipa bi obekasa incompetent engineer.
Why?
Can you apart from the coordinators, do you know who their operatives are?
No, I don't.
No.
They are supposed to work in secrecy.
Okay, so that's why they don't release
national security, NIB. They are supposed to work in secrecy.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, Susana, BNI for no. Hey, we met you in what 55 years, 10 years, no anymore.
No, yeah, sure. That's how they
in Gosu they had an office, but nobody knew who. Mr. Omo be rahoye meetings, but who time on the banner time on the call. That is
Yeah, that's how they.
So that's why we haven't heard anything from them.
So if NIB people comes out and starts doing what do you call it, press releases, press releases. you would I in person would say that they are incompetent.
Okay.
Because I have lived and been close to some of them, and I know how they operate.
Okay. Before we move on from this topic to the next one,
what do you think?
What do you think about people saying that the NDC is actually just intimidating? They are using state security to intimidate the NP because he made these statements of allegation.
Obi a demonstration there mu na otwe mienu Ghana how. Obi a demonstration. My chini tum na otwe mienu e Ghana ha. Gregory Afoko. He was granted bail. Obi tna ase ka so bail no ompene man granted no man dem over 2 years. So what are they talking about? So be intimidate Obi. Where were they? Where all these things were happening? No be a can say na e kwachi na say I'm intimidating. and to Wunintia, and your Wunintia. Send Waka could do. Never say, oh, do Quan Figana, and will do a airport winner. Ya, tell Nema say, or Nema Basa. Kaunka say, ye intimidate you. You can go about one and Kawaka watching him for your Nakakomon.
Well, quickly.
And one thing that is happening in Ghana, me do not want to say. The big crabby the America say a very diplomatic community as a day.
Okay.
Oh, that's sad and Sabinians be anymore. We are a sovereign state, oh. Hey, American to mean 10 years Ghana how. British and to mean 10 years Ghana and Ghana how. So this is funny at Ghana or Guantanamo Bay. Huh? Nipa na o report ya che ono wo Guantanamo Bay. Obi e bone just a suspect. Say he suspects that a terrorist or choto wa oni wa asem. Wo kan asem a kire no. So onye den. What moral right does America have to preach human rights to anybody in this world? America doesn't have any moral right to preach what do you call it, civil rights or human rights to anybody. They've infringed on people's rights. Even Trump by here. One is I call you a footballer. No one tattoo on home to almost or a gang member to a match and they call a prison. A match and they deported. But he was in America to play football. Wow. He's a soccer player. He's a goalkeeper.
Wow.
Haven't you abused that person's human rights?
Yeah.
So on what basis? Now Sembe ba Ghana ha nobody you are writing to the diplomatic corps. What will they do?
But why is it that up to now we haven't heard anything from the flights that delegations have been made on? Because the governments have actually picked in Team Fortress simply because they are saying that he should ruin the reputation of the country. But what of the flight as well? Hasn't he also ruined their reputation as a flight?
Yes, Ahmed has come out to debunk the statement.
Oh, okay.
Ahmed has come out to issue a statement that they came here, their first flight came here for crew rest and refueling.
Okay.
You get it? And then the second flight came in for maintenance. First one, let's say, or more London, they realized that Omotai as assay. And Omo free reinforcement no buy no be tie no munyina say ko. But the second company, the cargo plane company no. Omo representative in this Ghana, in this country, Tropicana Ghana, also has come out to debunk all these claims.
Okay.
Even Standard Authority ko test oye na wo omo flight no mo. Cargo plane no. Standard Authority ko test or their own report aba.
Oh, okay.
Felix Ofozukwati showed that report on what do you call it? CCTV at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm some friends with Channel 1. Channel 1.
Channel
Channel 1 at that time. And then he showed the taxes they paid from GRA and all that. Now GRA nima they about oh you didn't pay taxes. GRA will know the quantity, what they buy, the content of what you brought. Say force any storage and no ni duty nyepe meboa nti what the nearby bagana how the nearby be remna GRA be your tax they will have to come and inspect your the
what you brought
no major tax then think GRA for ko inspecting na cocaine and wam dem komo ma bonte me can say komo alert security agencies. So this thing if you put everything together as a casa command the Ghana for Kasa come at the MPP for men can Ghana for MPP for enti no mo pe kasa and same be ehun hye dan hia no makofa ba. This issue is not an issue.
Okay.
Enka okay for evidence bra. Oh intelligence na department man no was a create dodo say.
Okay.
Tio was a cocaine here create dodo say a weigh this amount of kilos. Obi anka just ko ram na try pictures for bra. But at least give us some basic information about Abdiana or say what about.
Okay.
And as you see, I'll say suspicion. And planes neighbor corner, Womdum Light or Airport Ghana. Ghana Airport Company, Womdum Light or Airport. It lasted for hours. And Omar Sanda, I checked the number of it was just some 12 minutes as a 15 as a 16 minutes. And I like that. Now a cocaine, the door by between the 15 minutes are ferry into the plane. Now light, I want to light a doom or bear them craft fly. Because you need to, when you are about to fly, you need to communicate with the tower. The lights at the airport has gone off. The tower is not working. So how would you communicate with the tower to fly? They'll have to tell you that the air is clear. You can now fly.
Okay.
Almost now when they do into a bed and catch.
So could it be possible that the AirMed flight company can also press charges?
Yeah, they can sue.
Okay.
Okay.
If they want, they can sue to cleanse their reputation.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, obi ejuma, obi business na awareness.
Yeah.
Imagine say now they will have to go through a lot of scrutiny if they are transporting people. And imagine say say in team for yare organ ha. Huh? Na the AirMed abase e be fa no. Nanka on a normal day because we are allegation the checks will take like 30 minutes. But see, it's our allegation or anything. They will take 2 hours, 3 hours to make that checks. None of you why but the thing is that any on so a baby
and cut the big found still with us on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio, where Ghana talks, where Ghana lessons. Yes, it's been a mess of a conversation regarding this entire issue for a week or two now. We don't know what is
really complaining a lot. And people are also saying that they didn't ask permission from Parliament before picking him up because he's not an ordinary Ghanaian.
Yeah, he's not an ordinary Ghanaian.
They don't
so why do they have to pick him up like that?
He has mercury flowing through him. We
Parliament
have
has
water.
I
just told you that he doesn't need that permission.
Why?
Because I just told you the immunity is when you are coming, when you are on your way to Parliament, on your way from Parliament, or conducting parliamentary business, these are the 3 conditions that you can get the immunity. This what if you no Parliament and besides, Parliament is on recess until 1 year Parliament and
Okay. Well, organized labor. A few days ago, I think it was on Monday. Government communicated a directive that they are suspending all contracts for retired servants in the public sector. So once you hit your 60-year mark, you are retired. Nothing like let's give him a 10 years contract to still keep him in office and all that. There's been diverse conversations around it, and as usual, our labor force has come out.
I'm not going to demonstration that way.
And it's added in our farm, but everybody's okay. Send a any more fun and don't be.
Beth and Dev said, Beth and Dev, I don't know, one call a strike, or mama.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they are bad.
Mind a power match.
I'm buying no money issue for Abano. It's you know what they say. Oh, my name is Jim Crow for you. Yes, you. Yeah, Jim Crow for you.
Mrs. I strike no point. Mind a power match. Also, me will be a few one to the piano.
Yeah, Jim Crow.
Thank you. Yes, I striking and come over there.
No, but I mean it's in the.
It is only in Ghana civil service. And instead say obi and the age ni appreciate you know. When you know age decrease. In the original Ghana we were 34 last year, and this year we 33.
But I mean, what do you make of their concerns?
What are their concerns exactly?
Their concerns is that we are actually going to lose experienced hands.
Experienced hands.
That's one of their major concerns.
Yes, I do think.
Why are you laughing?
Today is like a comedy show.
No. You see, the way they think, it's weird though.
Why?
Let me tell you. You know why they are doing that?
Why?
For more organized labor and penny for Obi 50 okay can consistent you so say
you need to
know your contract. Till what's he able Lucy experience? Remember?
Yes.
Depending on 60 years and all. I telling me say institution no obi ni wa why adwuma no close to ebia say ebia fa so why adwuma no 40 years or start adwuma no 20 and why no 40 yenye obi o why adwuma no close to 35 years and I say 20 years kura wa adwuma no enti ono na wo say you be lose experience enti on tana ho no how do we nurture experience after the death owunzo e okọ retirement do wo say mo onko no owunzo e owo be fa no ko e what if he dies what happens
Well, it's within their terrain as labor people. And so if they are calling for some of these concerns, I think we should be paying attention because they know what goes on.
I'm saying Krana na say you so nkofo esi omo nka eye. Aban no be share didim community omo pay yenko omo nyanye ade ni biem. Hey, my sister come here sa strike. Omo yes sa demonstration yes sa strike now. Ka galam say aban we buy na nka ekọ. Enko ekra nka reduce to the barest minimum. But man nti sa few 3 months na ka no aban na anye galam say ho hwe no de sorry free aban na so no ko
nti aban a waba so no so yen ho hwe
no obedai galam say it's not an easy thing it's not an easy fight.
But so if you know it's not an easy fight, why were we pushing the previous government to like squash it in a twinkle of an eye?
Nobody said say me tell my galamsey campaign my galamsey campaign I never say it should be squashed entirely like immediately. At least they should have put up a fight. So
but they did.
Maybe a vanguard galam stop and back on Craven. We had 3 operations.
Yeah, forgotten the
they did 3 operations. When those operations failed, they gave up. And that's where my problem was. Giving up. They should have continued to fight. We would have seen they were fighting.
I'm stopping to stop here. Organized labor and
organized labor called demonstration, strike now. And a prompt here by no man a fight here in the last 3 months.
Wow.
Organized labor is a fight to the thing before we resume work. Also, one fight here, also TV. Then you see how even your elections will be run. Because organized labor, they be easy officer or me.
And this same organized labor is saying that these people are controlling the affairs of our economy.
Yeah.
Sharing state agencies now.
Retirement private sector. That's all. When you retire, when you catch the 60 years, go to the private sector. What is this contract about? Those contracts now, you can set up a consulting firm. Open year, retirement now, free at business consultation and no. Set up a consulting firm. Since they say who are experienced now. Set up a consulting firm. Consult for 3 more companies, 3 more institutions. Let them come to you, solicit your experience. They pay you for it. Then do a contract 2 years now to 1 a year. Go home. Let them train somebody else. Let somebody else fill the void that you are living. Get that same experience.
He is experienced to train the other. I was on call retirement. I was going to train the.
And you are no before so why the training? What the experience need to be about?
Sani pano.
Yeah, we don't know experience.
Or no buy
Was it
or the contracts? A man experience. Now on inquiry do so also omu contracting.
Say we are juma. Who are juma?
Yeah.
Let's say 35 years.
Yeah.
And above.
Yeah.
Now one to me and nature will be succeed you after retirement as sister. You are failed as a leader because who do you know say at age 60 are retired.
Yeah.
So what plans men are there to account for your retirement?
But
for the institution to go on, for the institution to run.
We know that.
We
know that by legislation, 60 years is retirement.
You are gone.
But then this contracting has also been in existence. Informally, it has become formal. Right?
Abans will trim my harnessing. Abans will trim. On one and eight is also 9 years more harnessing. Yeah, man, and never more contract. But said is in your contract. We 60 years from Tenerife. Headmaster Ben and 60 years from ya or more contract so on trust. What to be?
headmasters in there or more cry 50 years on person retirement. The time
that's the issue. On you bianco kululu enko edi bianco nyeska bi anche the bottom. In the headmaster 60 years on okọ. So yes, 60 years on okọ.
What do you think would be the main basis if you think that their concerns are not really?
You see, in all of this issue that we are talking about, there should be exceptions.
Okay.
What do you mean?
There are some skills upebi obebi awunya. And these are the technical aspect of the thing. For example, if you think a heart surgeon, a cardiologist should retire at 60, not the necessary experience in Aquatanafia, what do your mind abroad? So there should be exceptions. I'm not saying general this is to be uncle, but there should be exceptions. Say cardiologist there, say onye onu baby a nensa popo a wontimi enye surgery na at least or call retirement we can give him a role at the hospital to play, and I say what do you call it, case by case basis. If there's a surgery that he has to conduct, he can come, or even if he cannot conduct, he can supervise the younger doctors to do what, to conduct it. These aspects are technical and we need people like them. But one want to take ministries, one offices, one at the end of the day. Master, crack actually. Now one time now the typewriter, pow. And then a keyboard. There are some people in the ministry, they don't even know how to control the mouse cursor. Mechanical.
Really? And I'm here.
So you also believe him?
I'm telling you the truth.
It's not true.
Me see, there are people.
It's not.
Maybe it might be.
Hold my phone.
It's not true. Save documents.
Me see.
Yes.
Me see. Hold my phone. Who sending the email? Bro, need baby. I don't know who be. I can make me mad out. I'm telling you the truth. Hold my phone.
Open windows. Go be.
But once you the window, no shaking. Some of these things don't even know the modern technology and trends. They don't. Now obi WhatsApp or back me person send a message me and so see you. Oh my mama, and so no sorry kwa dwuma kwa dia katua. Te dwuma be na aye no.
Na say na here WhatsApp.
Maybe na WhatsApp mbo dimi nya na chese email dey obi tinya atre. Me say mrwafo na nkukrafo ni bi ti ministry so a they don't know how the modern trend works. Womunim bibia a paper enunti na ye ntimi nyi corruption influence bibia a paper how to even generate invoice on the PC ontimi nye what's what you this is 3 years man contract no nye dey
na all along there not all here say no here na obet na why
chene o man bibia be ya na aka no you see a baby do o man bi mu ohun. They must make a cautious effort to make the youth take over the affairs of the country.
Okay.
It's only then normally between.
Do you think we are at such crossroads?
Yes, we are there now.
We need to hand over to the youth.
We are there now. Modern trends are banana. Me krani nyame amma kwa mu na me nipa my mother say I will always educate myself. People at my age ni baby I me ni baby I me. There are people who I went to school with them There are the things that I know now, the things that I can do today. Even though they are employed working in the government sectors, they don't know. Yeah. You get it?
Yeah.
But there are people like that.
Yeah.
So we must make cautious effort to hand over the affairs of the country to the youth. What the thing near my air base?
Okay.
From tariff here or making there are youth who Ghana how much you say and they don't even know their way around it. Go to the Fortune 500 companies, the bigger institutions in the world.
Yeah.
Penny back up no a CEO. Now penny for a board. And crown and run a company no. Management in 27, 30, 35, 40, 27, 30. But Ghana had it. The management of the country's affairs is left in the hands of 60, 70, 80. Now Kufuor the 70 years I've been the president of Ghana. Abba. Oh my no. Say me here on my own. Yeah.
See what's funny.
Oh.
I mean, this man is resting
He's
somewhere.
not 81.
I don't even think he has woken up now. And we are just
shit.
throwing.
I'm so TV or no man
A cup of coffee.
and then I'm social media, whoever will come and ask me for what do you call it?
Proof no
or social media.
or need TV or no.
I'm TV or no man was Sammy or no me or that one. Sorry. So my body didn't have it. So the issue is not about what do you call it? Say we'll be at the 70 years, the 60 years, century man coffee. But we should look at the services the person renders.
Yeah.
If it is technical, we should consider giving the person a consultancy role to play. And no, you're being inviting him in to come. He do the consultation. We pay him now, baby. And you have a contract 2 years. Now to now we need to see your friends saying. Say you see type mail, crowd me. Say you see reply to mail, wouldn't me. Now to what all you and then when they better letter at the umbrella office, and they best do mail.
So you think that the call from organized labor for government to reconsider this decision is of no
reconsider this
Business.
organized labor no crowd buying on your no. I'm telling you the truth.
Do we?
I'm Fasobian is organized labor.
Oh, really? You think they're not making any impact in that?
No, mom, we can negotiate increment of salary near 1%. No, imagine, no, better, no, like in
Wow.
It's since you really came prepared today.
I'm sure
they go to negotiate salary. So most people can negotiate salary for labor force. More yes, you. Sikeni ho yebema 1% musi you yate na wanu musi na magidi na wa betena se na fa so na wo so
do that laugh again.
I know you're enjoying the show this morning wherever you are.
Wow.
Fasobian is organized labor no so me fasobian is so
it's abayinguno.
Oh, omuguno. Ni nyina ye na musa.
It's your abayinguno.
Me I can't see.
Well, still on some diamond issues that we are discussing here. I don't know why we barely come across positive news in Ghana, like something that one day we'll say that we are discussing this issue and it's developmental, it's in a good cause. It's always something of a scandalous activity happening, and somewhere in 2020, I think so, some drones were being purchased to fight Galamsey, and it cost the country $3 million. $3 million. Do you know how much the UGMC facility cost?
I forgot in the last time.
I think it's around $50-something million. And it's around $50-something million.
So look at UGMC. Look at how it is, how big it is. And no cost about 50-something. Sharing clinics. I know a town. I won't say a village, a town. The clinic they are using for the entire town. It's a 30 feet gram the man is. $3 million could have done a lot. Yes. It could have done a lot. Yes. Look at schools and that. We still have schools and that. Yeah. The funny thing is, so many things are happening in Ghana. Until I dream crafty some of basic enyama so my young guys existing, but they are still in existence.
Yeah.
Amamu. And yet it's not about the GDP. It's not about exchange rate. It's about giving the people the basic
needs.
What they need basically for survival is that is all about governance.
I mean, we spent $3 million to purchase drones to fight Galamsey. I mean, as at that time, it made sense because near him say a hard dream back.
Yeah.
And today, the new minister says that ever since he assumed power, that's about 3 months ago, he has yet to see a single drone under his ministry. The drones that were purchased to fight the Galamsey, or say drone be like Ohumbi. So where are the drones? Yatoy anayanto. Yatoy.
Kanash.
Yatoy. Anything yanto.
And the way.
Ah, Munsa is a more Jinapone professor a Frempong.
Jinapos no my miss.
Then King Kobusa honey.
Why?
That's what he said.
You see,
he said we shouldn't ask him.
He's the one we should ask because Minister Nayato then under handed over to him unless he's saying the minister didn't hand over.
Who was the minister then?
Professor
Frimpong.
I've forgotten his full name. He's one of the biggest cardiologists in Ghana. He's the first doctor who did an open heart surgery in Ghana.
Frimpong wasn't.
Yes, El Kolebu.
Yeah, from Pomboate.
Yes. Ono Samuel Jinapo na zile wose gusano. No no aka tell say me dey buy from Pomboate and fahwe amame o. Na afi ebusa from Pomboate. From Pomboate so say oja no ministry ho abra ho.
I say oja ministry.
And he said that he was the chairman of the interministerial committee. They had secretaries. Once a secretary runs the whole thing, chairman is just the overseer, like make sure he directs the policy and all that. And he says here, the ministerial committee no material. Omungi na wa here for no more accounted for the drones. From Pom, what they say, people started crashing the drones into trees on purpose. Say the baby say na galamsey will be
it wasn't ordinary people. He stated emphatically that it was government people, like yes. It was intentionally done.
You see, when the drones were bought, they trained people on fly drones. It wasn't just they were training
people,
how to fly the drones. So we should now find the drone pilots and ask them, say drone they share one son away. Some of these things have been stolen by the pilots themselves. Or maybe I cried the year or maybe videos why frozen there.
I mean, you are not far from it. But my problem is this. Why do we continue wasting state resources? Like, you had 2 million train $2 million. And look at the figures we keep mentioning. Like, it's just some 2 cities.
So why are we not holding
nothing is
accountable?
Yeah. Nothing is being done about it.
Why are we not holding them accountable?
This whole thing,
and what kind of throw? We can't find the drones. What kind of throw?
But the thing is that so person these are some of the things we should prosecute and let the nation know. Say you prosecuted and recovered the money. One more drone no question of Monsada. You scanning from me and from got to move. You do must say you know oh, pay the money within this number of amount. This number of time. When Pierre caught and final assets, no seasoning and ton koteka. If we do that, so we call public service more. Why do you bet that on wakwaye? When you're ready, now when I say won't mean you're fine without chroma. But say politics in public service no was so
it has become attractive for corruption.
There are people you saw them in 2014, 15, 16. You were better than them. We were better than some of the rich men we have in Ghana in 2014, 15, 16. So how did you make it in the 8 years? Not me. Me make it in 8 years. How? And I mean, ya buying bibi ansu wia. O ma ba catch me say me wo papa mobra.
But these things are serious. Honestly speaking, we keep saying them, we discuss it, we just leave it up there. And I don't even blame us as a media, because it seems like every day there is a new scandal that we need to discuss. So the old one becomes just
You see, until a media house, I've always had this concept in mind. Until a media house decide that they will set up a program that would bring back the dead cases, dead scandal. Scandal, man, you know, no match RTI, no the court institutional scandal. They see, asking them the status of the issue. The Ghana police ne report as no, say NACOM ne report say you could they should write to them. Asking them the progress on the case, be on their neck. Now to me they should write to them. They will start doing the right thing. And if they give them wrong information, publish it. Not Ghana phone now. It will draw attention back to the scandals. You really fear and say, oh, say we here. I came to say this is the person easy. That's something they can be a name.
Who's a I see a guy crab.
Odona River. Na Ibrahim Mahama team for free.
Free, like free. What is all
buy a bank, a World Bank sika $46 million. Who need me?
$46 million.
Who need me? Obi the $12 million. That's the factory. Commander Sugar Factory. It cost us $35 million to build that factory.
And it's sitting at a
yes,
bare like
46 million. What they have inflation name? Your friend saying exchange rate affecting incubate me see another sugar factory. Before.
What did we do wrong?
I know they are just we said me.
Anna ye from we paying for being
I say that boa nipa bone for no na de ombegu Ghana. So mu new man
seriously
because you don't get it. I don't get it. As I said that boy nipa bone for ni wo mo mutri mo den na de omba Ghana say obi mbebu man no. I always say
so what do you think we should be doing with this particular issue, because the drones are really needed in the fight against Galamsey. Now we can't find the drones. What becomes of the fight?
Of course. Say drones na mine and they fighting Galamsey and another. So we can do our normal fights without the drones.
The Blue Initiative.
I wanted to mention that.
while we look for the drones, we can't say because the drones are not in, we won't fight Galamsey. You get it? Because we cannot say because we haven't found the drones yet, we can't fight Galamsey or we shouldn't fight Galamsey.
Okay.
Abana de ebeko. Say ntokwa ben wa. Uni se kan ya odo nsa na kwa akopem so benya second.
Yeah.
O pese ode aba nso odo nsa na be kwa ansa obeja e wa kwa akopa aba no. Enti am fine nsa kon was we look for our drones. But for the drones we must find it. If we don't find it, the current minister must go. Yes.
Okay.
Because our ministry.
Yeah.
You can't take Abaya there without signing. Abaya wa there. Now kofa, you have to sign, you have to enter your name.
Okay.
Untimi mfa abra, you can't enter or sign your name to it. Inti ade bi ayera wa oban ho no. Ye nim nipa ofai. Ye nim ni din won kra time say so machine be fa ade no. What the bar or be sign say I returned it on this date. Yeah, the stamp be so. Near the ato in the archives.
Because
record keeping.
You know, one of the things that he said during that particular conversation when he spoke about the drones was that now we need about $168 million to conduct some survey on our something. I mean, these are things that we can give to our then students in the universities to conduct their surveys on
statistics.
We are going to take $168 million to conduct this survey
again.
Drones $3 million. Survey, according to the definition of that survey, it is going to tell us the weight of our destroyed environmental bodies. Share a year, Western Regional. According this deep, fast say, you know, like some of the things, it's like having an entire report on the distraction.
Of course. Here.
Oh yeah,
it's very important that we do that to ascertain the level of distraction to our forest bodies and water bodies. That is how we can clean them or replenish them back to the states as they were. But the whole thing is that we have, you see, one thing about this country is that we have the best universities in the whole of Africa. There's instead of saying Udi says can employ a firm. Chema University of Ghana University.
They will run it.
Momu 2 years. Udi scan mama catch 2 years. The person mu producing the pamombe sa adwuma we mame. Nti also was
168 million.
We in fan. Right? Mom fan build geography department equipment be a water motor the training crown monto na mon set it up na mon fanya den in training crown in the next 2 years and crown be produce o nyina me pese o mo do mu ba na edo mo koye sa adwuma we. And mind you, we as adwuma ni we are, there are countries they can contact you as a country to also come and conduct that same survey for them, and it will generate income into the nation. At that time, I was charging $1 million. I was charging 50 million, 60 million, 70 million. Now I hear the amount, but we are not doing that. Over here, as I say, we pay a company crowd by that.
The scanner crowd, the whole home. So I can't from movie and count. Yeah, but I know more the contract.
Yeah, nyene sa.
Simon Crowns obi aye da hodi da.
Ai.
Obi aye da hodi.
Obeka ya na o mama no be 14 days and 17 days before koye. No akwa te say asase Ghana Post GPS. Say na asase GPS o hoda. Tiba o mi aka so be Ghana Post na no mo tam ye no mo de Ghana Post na boss no mo sesa graphics no mo de ba no mo se je. Na ka me no che dan ba ko mo. Me ya me nya address from so ya nya address from. Say nya sabe no. This drone thing, it is weird because I don't know the right word to use for it, but I find the whole thing weird that we buy drones for $3 million and the work that we said we were going to use it for, the Galam stop, the halt,
and all that.
Halt, Operation Halt, Operation Galam Stop, Operation Vanguard. These are the 3 operations that they conducted. So once the operation ended, and Neman Keto said the operation it should have been accounted for and taken to inventory, like Yemfanku baby I was illegal. Send the soldier for no more than the division was say. Moana ekoto adon some from anymore. Mo take inventory we abayan who do a essay near bubu near Ira. Said drone maybe to make a baby, be battery to be one up to baby very and Ira. Mewa. Monteki sa inventory nina. Nam come on from Kubu. But here no ye can't see a giant will be a drone one on a car now. I'm not sure the Baka could try for a party now what a bedding. Then the Baka could try for the Baka friend saying. A year, I'm the cock of fly away, video. Nango bending, and wa drone and captain on my day. And one on the bay.
It's Izado.
Very hard.
By memory. Let's give it time. A memory. I have hope in Ghana.
Really?
Yes.
Are you that hopeful?
Yes.
You did this.
I have hope in Ghana. Do you know why?
No, tell me.
Because youth na ebano and you break. They go to other countries and they want to make Ghana the same way the other countries are. You get it?
Is it about the youth or it's about the systems already in place?
The systems are okay. Ghana system na nyabado.
We're sure.
Yes.
In terms of
Kenya, Eba Ghana, and they copy the blueprint of your friend saying, yeah, decentralization. And I'm quite implementing it. You can't decentralization. Africa, Ghana, the best. In the system, open beautiful laws. There are beautiful laws in this country, but the implementation,
the enforcement of it.
Yeah.
of course. So I have hope in Ghana. We just need one crazy president. Yes,
like the
A
one they
very
have
radical one.
of course.
In Burkina.
We just need one crazy president who would not be diplomatic, but Kenya Japan there. In orders, I'm not saying in reference to Kenya Japan. So maybe
Really? But he's the one.
Oh.
People in his party are rooting for him to lead the charge in 2020.
I don't know the man, but I have come to realize that everything he says, he has interest in the thing. So who said he's fighting something? Then there was or per se ban one armor and all fighting, not because he has the Ghanaians at heart.
Are you sure?
Now a friend saying he fought Baumia for what do you call it? This thing, Sinohydro. The bauxite. Now no more to say iron as a bauxite. I know more to know in
Bauxite.
He said that on the India for we buy. Na one year you know na a scan of form and about me come Chinese. What's I heard can I take for a friend saying NI Ghana card ya or no sense or the crofobia buy ya no more baby ya none of war from and on the money for. So anything that this man will fight against it because I was a ban one number. So me such a person.
But is it just for Sebebano? I think he was just fighting for a better deal for Ghana.
Better deal for Ghana. Like a better deal than Kafa whatever. Send a couple of fighting better deal.
Send them for any
commission. But all commission you don't buy. Oh commission.
I know what kind of commission. I know what kind of commission.
Now
I know what kind of commission.
What do we are rentai? We are rentai. And my pay Ubiama say, oh, as soon as it's your per cow 10 days. Until we just can't maybe.
What's that no day? I mean, no.
I know you know, and I
know the entire state.
He's only fighting for his interest.
selfish gain.
Yes. Kenya Japan is only. We need a radical person. Obeba waka say me. Kakra no. Me buma we na kakra ma yes kan tra mepe.
Ye benya bisa.
Ye benya bi.
Wo Ghana.
Me tie me a clear example.
Sir.
Yes. I don't intend to go into mainstream politics, but I don't know the path God has for me. But if one day I end up being in the mainstream politics, and for whatever circumstance, or he becomes the president, man, see that crown on my way ye. Near Bomi Dean and the Bokwam and Comedy in the year. Mepe.
Okay.
At least, me mama and nanum, we're proud of the name that they inherited.
Their father left.
We just need that kind of person. Me medi happen. My kwata kakra. And my comfortable so kakra. I know happiness are moments. Obi ani wa ye wo no na ni agie free ne nkora abrem abeka ne. Obi ani wa ye wo no na ni agie free wo so free ne nkora abrem abeka ne. So happiness are moment. Nti sika na wonya na dan ma na wo se ne be mo wani age no. O ma mi wu a wani nyi wo besu.
Yeah.
I read this story about Solomon
In the Bible.
Yes. And then this story was not in the Bible. You don't find it in the Bible.
Oh.
I read it in other books. He said he told one of his jewelers that he should find him his daughter was about to get married, and then he should find him a ring. That when he looks at the ring, when he is happy, he'll be sad. When he is sad, he'll be happy. The jeweler searched the entire world. Where nyebi. Inti okohun blacksmith be on Nanam Kwan and said will be a grandmon. No, say, King Solomon has sent me to find this kind of thing for him. How do I get it? And I do well, and the general said, yes, I have something for you. I know what the ring in the man. What the ring in the command. What the ring in the could do King Solomon. Sada Nana Naya and a banana from. When he gave him the ring, he frowned. Do you know what was written on the ring?
No.
This too shall pass. The Nigeno shall pass. I reckon a woman, it will pass. In this already a honor when you bought this too shall pass one. Oh, you smile, it will go. When you now when you bought this too shall pass one, we'll read a whole. So it's like that for me. Me, in as much as I want to live a comfortable life, I don't want to do that at the expense of people. And a lot of people say that, oh, you can't be a moral person and be rich. You can be a moral, upright person and make money in this country. You don't have to throw your morality to the dogs when you want to make money. And when you need Ghana, Hano, or because of person ye Bonekran obey ye person born in ye. And that is the kind of mindset that we have to get rid of.
Okay.
If we get rid of that mindset, not yet, as I say, what a bicycle so crana and your bonnet. What the train more and your bonnet, you don't necessarily need to ride a Benz for us to know say what do you can ride a bicycle and you'll be okay.
Okay.
Until we get that mindset. On my way, I'm calling
My way, I'm calling him until we get that mindset. Is it?
Yes.
What kind of mindset do you have?
What kind of mindset do I have? Positivity.
Everyone has a positive mind.
It's not everybody.
Really?
Some people look at themselves, then they think negative. They ask themselves, am I good enough? Yeah, that's not the kind of mindset I have.
Are you good enough?
Of course.
Of course, it's good enough, and of course, the big things that our mindset is what can really change us as a nation, as a country, and as a people.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next topic, our last but one topic for the day. But before then, I want to hear from you in our comment section and on our platforms at GhanaTalks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on X. You can also catch us on our YouTube channel, and we will get interactive with you. Also on our WhatsApp, 0202 544 614, 0202 544 614. And this next topic is something that I know will really interest our guest this morning, because it entails a woman that I don't know the personal beef he has with this woman, but is she still
Mama Elephant?
Apart from that name,
why do people
just and there's a meme of her with her face down like this. Why are Ghanaians like
we are very creative?
Mama Elephant.
It's serious.
Oh, it be big. Do that.
Also, mommy, and also I want to call a mother of America. What go PG man? Yeah, Mama Elephant.
There's been a petition for her removal.
Exactly.
Which the president took to state Council of State to get their opinion on it and all that. After that petition, some people sought to fight that petition in court. So they were fighting the petition of the Chief Justice's removal at the Supreme Court. The issue was slated for 9th April for a hearing. And yesterday, they got to the hearing, and the Supreme Court has suspended indefinitely the outcome of the issue. Indefinitely. They can choose never to call it again. They can choose to call it in 20 years' time. What sort of tactical...
Who is that judge? Who is that?
You see, this whole thing, I think the Chief Justice has a surprise of her sleeves.
Has a surprise.
A surprise.
Yes.
Of her sleeves.
Yes. You see, this court case now was here. It is to injunct the president from forwarding the petition to the Council of State, or what the president has done as unconstitutional. I don't know so you for the Council of State in a way. So if you center the whole court case on the president, now leave Council of State in a day.
Yeah.
So I think that they will go back, they will come back and bring a better petition to the court. More institutions I will say a kabum normal and somebody as and I can assure them any judge or better as in favor of the Chief Justice say you become a target and I will be you and say Chief Justice no. So they should tread cautiously. I have sat here all the time and I said, hey, the biggest injustice I know my way when we didn't have representative of the South people.
Okay.
The biggest injustice are constitutional blot I see on my way. Yes, how did you see in 2020? The Supreme Court could have remedied everything. Then this will be put at the core. Assembly call Mohono, friend Franklin Kujo the assembly call. When they took the case to what do you call it, the Supreme Court, and we sat in this country for 4 years for a group of people, not just one person, a group of people, 4 different traditional areas.
But I think finally the case has been remedied, right? Jackie Kwesi's case now.
There be.
The
Santro Kofi Akpafo Lipe ne Hwan.
Them not having an MP. In
parliament. And that will always be a dent on our democracy.
Yeah, for 4 good years.
For 4 good years.
And we see that happening too at Ablikmanot. They still don't have an MP.
Ablikmanot, there's a remedy. The men say na na so on yet. What I say? If that issue and see and anka as I'm call Supreme Court and Supreme Court cast say no, go there, organize election for them, create a constituency for them. Nka bayemra, when say any ruling in Ghana by the Supreme Court is law. And don't you know constitutional provision do come to make and say unconstitutional. What I say?
Yeah.
So they could have said that in as much as say administratively they are not under any constituency. Create a constituency for them. But do you know why they didn't do that?
Why?
Because some years where NDC, there's no way MPP could have won that seat. And it would have given 138. There be so when one cover 138. So to avoid that, the court, the EC decided not to act. And for that reason, if anybody decide to remove any person based on that reason, I will support it. Because I mean to about any MP. I didn't know what I meant to at all. MP no all call parliament or no. On a Koyemra, he's going to do the laws for me. So I must choose somebody who will have my interests. So if I don't have anybody sitting there as my representative, I cannot be made to be part of that laws. What I say? Ghana a Togo for Muni MP or Ghana, you hear cover Togo for. Yeah, Brian cover Togo for. More MPs for Ghana, no. Woman a quatra and Parliament Shamra, someone I would do one for Bass, or Mesha Shamra to Masha Brana Mobede, moving to Nipana, Waman, Pamana, and names in Yamana. I didn't think there was all Shamra in this one. Either of your one trebi. Either is Hassal for no one trebi. So based on this, so be the petition court, say you be. Because the person fee said the person was negligent. The person was negligent. There, me need sympathy, man.
Do you think that the grounds for removal is substantial.
I just gave you one ground.
Okay.
The next ground I'll go is the biased nature of what do you call it? Scheduling court dates. Where the assembly and they are better say bekan. Where the assembly na dahwa.
Okay.
Domilevo ye domilevo vo adwuma mo Ghana ha ye na di penalty court. Assembly da court twen ya me domilevo di. Ewie yansa. O ma o penipa mo matana say aka asem no. Say it was unconstitutional. Nipa ye na di retirement age so a chena bi. Afi ne zanfa no. Easy say or by a registration in the registration centers in district offices, and I end this for the call. Supreme Court say etiamra emra say do it at close proximity baby a voters never and a polling station or by a election no koye no ho uni ni omo ye wom say omo a legal vacation you kura ni ho your friend say chief justice in the on to man nya date. Who him down? Share date. What share date? We na easy registration maybe. As I'm not making. So on this grounds, if anybody decide that the Supreme Court justices, womu nyina mponya ba ko me the omsi chief justice, me so womu nyina. Womu wo ho sesi ano, obi ni wo kran kai wo so ka. We must appoint new people to go there and do the right thing.
Na me tete say bia nka omu yi we fi ho a wan hwa omo de madam Charlotte say na be hwe no kre.
Oh, chief justice. As the chief justice. No, I don't think so.
Sir.
No.
You don't think she should?
No. Oh, for how many years has she been a judge? She has never even been a judge. She's a lawyer but not a judge.
Not a judge.
Even though you can be appointed as a lawyer straight to what do you call it, the chief justice position, but I think that is too far fetched.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think it is too far fetched. I was say almost people be a Supreme Court. What I say, a justice already at the Supreme Court to do this.
Okay.
Even they can appoint her as a Supreme Court judge, but not the Chief Justice.
Okay.
What I said, they say a MPP for acquire power say.
Morris Ampo.
Debbie. He became what do you call it? The PC parliamentary candidate for one of the constituencies in a Volta region. He's now
Supreme Court judge.
Yes. So no judge, but they just picked him as a lawyer. There are people like that. Or no judge. They just graduated them from being a lawyer and Supreme Court justice. So it can be done. But say or no pan a chief justice.
I've seen also people crying for either Eduji or Tachu or Martin Quib.
To be who?
Chief Justice.
Oh, come on. Abba. Too much. Yes.
If
they were judges already
there.
Yes, if they were
so
judges.
You think
already.
Appointing a lawyer into that position is not something that
even you need respect.
Okay.
What I say? Now ebasa no your fellow justices of the Supreme Court, how are they going to respect you?
And I said that you do as well going on or sure money.
But the thing is that Chachun's retirement. Yes.
Easily.
What if NDC wants to get the level of control that MPP had on the judiciary no. It is bad. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It is very bad. They should encourage their lawyers to become judges.
Okay. Even if not for now, maybe
in the future.
Okay.
Because what the MPP did very well is that they pushed their people as judges. So if you could see along the line, any case that Atamels took to court to prosecute was frustrated. There was impediment after impediment after impediment after impediment. This is what this Mahama administration is trying to kill. What was it? All the high profile cases, all the high corruption cases, no. Court here.
And I think last 3 days, Mustafa Bande mentioned something like that because of the people they have in the courts. That's why they are feeling reluctant to chase some of the cases to court, because once they take it there, these people there are going to frustrate the matters, and it's not going to help.
Of course,
the decision.
So that I'm not with them. But what I think is that they are trying to cleanse the court of partisan judges.
Okay.
When we free who we are.
The fake cases no presence.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. We have just about 5 minutes left. But let's go to the last topic.
Yeah.
The NCA communicated yesterday that they are preparing a bill to be presented in Parliament to fight against misinformation and disinformation.
Oh, Ghana, a communication sector now. Law say no. I think the communication. No, the data protection law. M1 2020. All the laws that we have in our communication space is 17, 18, 19, 23 years old.
Okay.
So the modern trends, even the use of AI, that law doesn't capture them. Because time is shame na AI ni ho, na social media ni ho. Say yeah flyer na do asa mato so ni ho. Me say misinformation. I started Ghana hanye no. Daily Guide mebo omudin wa ha, omo na ye the champion of misinformation. Bra na social media. Na omo me say
the way do omo fra you are ready to combat them.
I will tell them why I'm saying it if they call me because I remember my brother-in-law came to our house. At that time I was in JSS. Saturday JJ no, I was in Saturday JJ president. He came to our house. Do you know what? Or the Daily Guide front page na wo ma twa JJ ti de si broni bi so okura diving gear. If you say ba say JJ come ma me wata ho. I'm telling you this for a fact.
If you mean more.
Okay. That in Daily Guide time I'm starting a photo shoot. Photoshop.
Hey.
Daily Guide for I'm starting a Photoshop and you know. I'm telling you this for a fact. And kwaku ba ko baby or pebi so friend dia or pa or friend me ameba. Or pa won deny say ne institution na publish that thing.
Okay. So you think that this call for a bill?
Of course.
Because right now and this issue of Intim Fojo, all clowns from this
and there will be to me a flyer. Asema nipa nan kan kra no account wo no akofa radio station bi logo dia ba beto so na ate se nipa akwai ate se nipa no e ho no ko kan asem no. So when during elections I saw people post flyers, so I asked them, did you see the video of him saying that? Have you seen a quote of him saying this? Na fe nipa naka I go like asemba men frame kan jemze wonim me enti men ko men se minimo bi a men frame ni nya. This is misinformation. Enti ubebo opa yi free ho. I don't mind whoever you campaign for, but say asema nipa naka. Make sure you are posting the right thing, not what somebody has sat in his room concocted to make him look or favor him. Inti ya dem rebi saba ebe boapa. It will help. And what I'm running with you be a more chrome healing to tun to man kopacha o mouth. That's one thing in this country I say o man. Okay. Obi e boni ana ni chrome healing to tun to man. Kopacha o kwa na ponchi di nachi. Then you go judge. Na judge aponchi no oja no.
Yes, more. But I mean, sorry.
There been flyers and then videos on TikTok with regards to the death of the vice president.
Yeah.
You see, and I even saw a video. One woman was bold enough to do a live on it.
Yeah, I learned about it yesterday.
She's just there. They've not called her nothing
because there are no laws to
say freedom of speech.
You see, there's no right in this country that is absolute. It comes with responsibility. That your freedom of speech comes with responsibility. Yeah, what's say who say asem na wo kan so and I say it will be so
right.
So we have rights, but they are not absolute. You have the right to speech. You have you have free speech. But your freedom after the speech, I cannot guarantee it.
You can say
your
freedom
the consequences. Of course,
you cannot
guarantee it. There are things that we think that the takers no more can of what. But what has some year? As a no
deep.
Yes.
All right. So there's a comment from Dramani Abubakari.
Yeah.
Watching you live from Ahafogor. So thanks for your submission.
And he has become one of our ardent listeners.
Okay.
So good morning, bro. I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, Dramani, wherever you are, we wish you a very good morning yourself, and we would love to one of these days interact with you in person.
On
phone or
me sure say Alaji free ho ba odene beba. Alaji pa
na I make sure say sala na na aka fridge no no.
Yes,
any other comments, Izzy?
No.
Okay. I think we will be drawing our curtains on the time right now. But Dubik, your last words before we leave.
Of course. Omaino. Baby Edru no. Nipa binum to say in team for John.
Yeah.
Omoke kan one sem na omoke kana. We must take action against them.
Wow.
See, the nation existed before the political party. So the nation's interest must always come first.
Okay.
He should understand his position is very sensitive. Sabi, me papa ne kan atam say, yamfa 10 years in Shakwasia. My father loved football pa.
Okay.
Yamfa 10 years, jersey number 10. Uko team no obi she 10 years. I think say on the name bobo pa. Yamfa, yes, of course. In the position now on. So when went to me. Now we need the grit, the emotional intelligence. I would have wished Patrick Boama was there as the ranking member for that committee.
Okay.
I like him. I would have wished he was there. He was there to handle the affairs, but according in some way, the Niobey say, Roberto Tonenema, he will put things in order. And he should come out and admit he's wrong.
Okay.
I don't get my facts right. Ghanaians, forgive me. And we move on. If he says this NI before you, then we move on.
Okay. So that was one gentle admonition by Dubik to Reverend Honorable Intim Fojo, wherever he is listening to us. And I think his time is up to be presented to NIB. So we hope to hear something delightful from that as well. Yeah. So we'll be here same time tomorrow. Same crew. Chananopa.
Yeah.
So yeah. We will be leaving you. Enjoy the rest of your day.